I think Deynon is here to start his presentation. He's going to do an honor song for Richard. So, Deynon, this is my son, Deynon Means. He was the Alcatraz kid at the time. It's right in 1969, they had, I think Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. It was the song in 69, so they just named him the Alcatraz Kid. So he was 2 and 3, he roamed all over this island, and so he's here today. He's going to say a few words, but he wants to sing a song for Richard to honor him.
This is for Richard Oakes. I spent some time up in Akwesasne with the Mohawks up there, and so I got a lot of respect for those people. They think like how I do in terms of being free. Okay. All right, I'm going to do my little presentation now. And just going by, whatever, going with the flow. However things work out is how I'm going to go with things. But my name's Deynon Means. My mom's Lenita Warjack. My father is Ted Means. Not Russell Means, Ted Means. Russell's my uncle. But anyways, my dad and my Uncle Russ are gone now, but I'm not here to talk about those things, but I'm here to talk about my experience on Alcatraz Island when I was a young boy. My first memories are being here, running around on this island, and this is the place where I actually thought that I was from here. after we left. I remember the day the marshals took us off, and we rode on that boat with the suits. I remember riding with them, but it wasn't the first time I always was able to identify feds after that. You know, even seeing feds a lot, and different times. You know, we'd run into them, but there's some places on this island that, as a kid, when I ran around here by myself a lot. You know, I was a little rambunctious child. I remember they used to hang me over the docks by my legs, and I used to watch the water smash under the docks, and I don't remember being scared. I just remember thinking, wow, this is cool. But yeah, a lot of those veterans that are gone were the ones that helped raise me and took care of me in this society that we lived at here on the island. It became like a family to me. A lot of people remember me. And as the years go by, they talk to me, oh, you're Deynon. You remember me? A lot of times I can't, but, you know, I wish I could remember everybody, but I can't remember. But anyways, after we left Alcatraz, we moved to Washington, D.C., me and my mother. She was going to school at Antioch Law School or whatever that's called. I'm not too familiar with that too. But anyways, over there I remember they were taking me over to see my dad at the BIA takeover. Another occupation that went on, and a lot of during that time there was a lot of resistance going on. When I left here, we moved back to Fort Hall. That's where we just came from. We came from the reservation. Now we're back on the reservation, and we're surviving and living in that world of oppression. You know, and it's not like how it was here where it's freedom. It's still oppression on the reservation. We're still being oppressed. We're still fighting for our rights. We're still struggling, but we're still alive. You know, that Indian spirit that came out during Alcatraz Island occupation is still alive, and the government can't kill that, and that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of that. They're scared of it because it's really powerful. You know, you can see what it's done at occupations like this one, and Wounded Knee, and what's that one up in Washington? I can't remember what it's called, the Fort something. But there's other occupations too where that spirit came alive and when it needed to. Because when I moved back to the reservation, I never knew that Indians were ashamed to be Indian until I went back to the reservation. Because, you know, I thought everybody was proud. Where I came from, everybody was proud to be Indian. And that's how I thought all Indians were until I went back to the reservation. And I'm still on the reservation. My agent gave me permission to leave. I just kidding. But anyways, it seems like it. Then we lived in Idaho, we lived in Nevada. I ended up joining the Marine Corps and going to being deployed with the Marine Corps to Operation Desert Storm, and I wanted to acknowledge that my first amphibious landing was here on Alcatraz Island. Hoorah! And, but I wanted to mention that, and Eloy gave me a button yesterday, and I was looking on the button, and it had two cross cannons, and on my hat I have wearing that as cross cannons because I was in a artillery in the Marine Corps fired 158 millimeter howitzers with the 11th Marines. But I thought that was pretty cool that there was a little connection there with the artillery. But and then let's see. They said that I could have. Where's Nan at? Oh, she took off. She knew I was going to ask her to help me out on my presentation. But she's one of the people that used to watch over me and take care of me because, you know, a lot of times my mother was, you know, doing things with the resistance and the occupation. And I had to have babysitters, but they were like family, you know, they took care of me. And there's more stories that there are, but I can't think of any right now. My mind is just nervous.
Great.
Oh, thank you. But where's Nan? Help me, Nan. Where are you at? Well, anyways, I just wanted to share those things with you. And I'm supposed to take up a half an hour, but I don't know if I can go that long. And so I'm just gonna. Well,
No, he's got a question for you.
How many kids did you guys hang around with? Dr. Kaz gang?
I wasn't the only one. There were more kids, and I can't remember their names. But here comes Nan. Nan, come help me out. Nan can. He's asking about the other kids on how many kids there were here on the island. And and then there's somebody else told me don't be telling on anybody when I'm talking. So whatever happens on Alcatraz stays on Alcatraz. Certain things, but anyways, yeah. Then tell them about how it was taking care of me or taking care of other children. You know, describe that to them.
I used to be your bodyguard, dude. I was Deynon's bodyguard. Everybody likes to tease him on it. Go down in those white buildings down there, and it all looks like they all look the same. Everybody go in there and they get split and leave them there. And you crying. And I go save you. I was his babysitter and bodyguard.
How old were you?
I was 10. I was 10. 27. No.
And your sisters and brothers and your mother?
Yeah. My dad's still alive. My mom's not here anymore. A couple of us. Yeah, we all lived here. Yeah. It was kind of an adventure, excitement, because as a kid you could go explore everything. Or I won't go there.
Thanks, man. As you can see, we turned out pretty good. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about too was that the struggle is still going on. We're fighting for treaty recognition for the government to honor the treaties that they made. So, and a lot of them are peace treaties. You know, we signed treaties with the U.S. government to stop killing their people and killing our people for peace that they said that they wanted. And they have to honor those treaties. You know, and one of those treaties is the Fort Laramie Treaty that my grandfather, Walter Means, and Balva Cordier, and a few other natives came out to this island in 1964 under the Fort Laramie Treaty, that any surplus land would revert back to the Indians, the natives, under the Fort Laramie Treaty. So actually this is native land. This is Indian land, according to the treaties. And every treaty is equal to the Constitution of the United States, if you read the Constitution. You know, and it's you know, as a veteran, it's every veteran's duty to, you know, honor the Constitution and give your life for the Constitution. So we really need to live up to, you know, what this country is supposed to be all about, and not all this other stuff that goes on, and you know, all this negative stuff, all this, you know, bad stuff. But anyways, I just wanted to mention that. I'm glad to be here. I was in South Dakota for a little while, but I had to go to back to Fort Hall, and it's cold where we came from. And it's a nice sunny weather down here. It's almost like we're melting already. All right. Well, anybody else have any questions?
You said you traveled to South Dakota and other reservations. What's the general consensus feeling about where the movement is, the support?
Well, the general consensus of the movement is, I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask, because I don't represent the American Indian movement. I know that there's a lot of, I don't want to say division, but there's a lot of factions that went their separate ways, and, you know, a lot of what people are fighting from, I know the urban side, a lot of them are fighting for, you know, like racism and nicknames and stuff like that. But on the reservation, it's, you know, we don't have any civil rights, so it's a little different for the reservation, because we don't have civil rights on the reservation. And you would think that you're taught that everybody has civil rights. Native Americans, if you live on the reservation, you don't have civil rights. You're under the Nazi tribal government, you know, the puppet government that is established by the Indian Reorganization Act to stop the leadership of our chiefs. When we lost the leadership of our chiefs, we became a corporation. That's what all tribes are just incorporated puppet governments of the federal government that, you know, they fight for any little piece of cheese that they can find. There's never enough for everybody. So everybody's constantly fighting for this and fighting for that. But we're still fighting. I got arrested a few years back with my Uncle Russ. We were blockading alcohol onto the reservation. I didn't set out to do that, but I had to help out my Uncle Russ. He said he'd bond me out, but he got thrown in jail with me. But anyways, that's another story. But we're still keeping up our fights. Every reservation is different. We each have a different fight that we're, you know, different struggle. Everything's not the same. You know, tribes are just like different nations. Each nation is different. They have their own leaders and stuff like that, their own treaties and their own politics. But as far as the urban scene is, I'm not really familiar with that. I'm just, you know, when I come here, I know how to catch a BART and, you know, get around. We're not to go down on that part of town. But anyways, that's all I have for anybody else got any? I don't know, that probably didn't answer your question, but.
I don't have any questions. I was a kid too on Alcatraz.
Oh, right on. What's your name?
Alan Harrison. What's your name?
Alan Harrison. My name's Deynon Means.
Oh, you're Russell Means.
No, Russell Means was my uncle, my dad's oldest brother. My dad is Ted Means. Bill and Ted. My Uncle Bill is the only one still alive. He lives up in Minneapolis, but him and my dad were twin brothers. And my Uncle Bill's the last of the Mohicans, as I like to refer to him. Anybody else?
Just a comment. The war, as we said, is for the most part not being fought on the land itself anymore. The war is in the halls of Congress and in the courtroom. That's where they kill us when no one's looking. So I'm a real supporter of getting education and the fact that we need an army of attorneys to deal with the various issues that we've all been talking about today.
Thank you. She's right. We need an army of attorneys. That's why we need to get education. Our youth needs to be educated.
I have to leave now. I'm going down to the theater, and I'll be doing a presentation down there at 2 o'clock. So I just wanted to make that short announcement, and we all have.
How about that, Lenita Warjack? Do you want to tell everybody?
I was the chairman of the student group from UC Berkeley that took Alcatraz, and they don't talk about the women. It's always about the men that they, seem to talk about, but without us, we wouldn't have taken Alcatraz, okay?
Thank you. How about that, Lenita? Yeah, that's my mom. All right, I guess if nobody else, do you have a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Being that you were raised on Alcatraz, or since you were a child, and you've seen your family fight for the Native American rights, I'm curious to see what you think about the disenrollment situation that's been going around.
Disenrollment needs to stop now, because you start, where does it end? You start disenrolling this person, then who's to say who can be disenrolled and who can't be disenrolled? Once they open that door, there's no stopping it, and that's what the government wants. They want us to disenroll members, and that's something that needs to be changed. They need to, nobody has, if you don't have a disenrollment in your constitution and bylaws, it's illegal. And we need to be able to litigate that. But, anytime you would try to litigate that, they always throw out tribal sovereignty, which is just another control word, another word that they use to control Indians. There is no tribal sovereignty. We're not free, because you see a tribal government try to tell a white man what to do, and he can't do nothing. So there's no real sovereignty. It doesn't exist. The sovereignty is only when you want to take rights away from your own people. So that's how I feel about disenrollment. Aho, Panamaya. Hello. Thank you.